Alright boys, I am back and I have a brand new Strand build for you guys. I've been using this build a ton ever since I beat the campaign, which I gotta say, I absolutely loved it. I know some people weren't happy, but I personally thought it was really fun, loved everything about it. But you guys already know, what I do is I love to make builds. So we got a couple of things going here. We got the Quicksilver Storm Catalyst, we got the Swarmer's new exotic warlock boots, and of course we have our Strand subclass fully customized as much as we can currently. So let's go ahead and break this down. So it's going to be a bit of a different format because we have the new mod customization screen, and I want to utilize that to make it easier for you guys to understand where I put my mods and how I built my class, or my build rather. So right now we're going to jump into the subclass first. For our grenade, we're actually using the Threadling grenades because of this aspect right here, Mind Spent Invocation. Your grapple, shackle, and Threadling grenade have enhanced functionality, and specifically for the Threadling grenade, if you hold to consume your Threadling grenade, it immediately generates 5 perched Threadlings, which they circle around you, and as you damage enemies, they jump off one by one and attack the enemy. And our other aspect is Weaver's Claw. Cast your Rift to weave 3 Threadlings and deploy any Threadlings you have perched, which includes all the perched Threadlings from the Threadling grenade. So you can send out a total of 8 Threadlings at once if you consume your grenade and then cast your Rift. You can just have a little swarm, a little army of Threadling, which I'm going to show you in a second, which is going to do a bunch of damage and unravel everything, and you guys will see it in just a moment. So for our fragments, we're using Thread of Fury, damaging targets with a tangle grants melee energy. Thread of Warding, picking up an orb of power grants woven mail. Thread of Finality, finisher final blows create Threadlings, and Thread of Mind, defeating suspended targets grants class ability energy. Now we have a bunch of other fragments that would honestly fit so much better here for the build, but I wanted to get this video out for you guys just in case you didn't know what to do with the broodweaver warlock, and maybe this can kind of give you some guidance. I will be recreating this once I have all access to all the other fragments. So before I get into my mods, I want to talk about my weapons and my stats. So we actually have the Quicksilver Storm Catalyst. Now what this does is it actually turns the weapon into a Strand weapon. Now, as you guys already know, as you're doing damage, it does do little micro rockets which hit enemies, and when you get 3 of the micro rockets landed, you can use your grenade and you can pretty much turn it into a grenade launcher, and it does pretty good damage. Now what the Catalyst does is it gives you the perk Nano Entanglement. This weapon's damage type becomes Strand. Final blows with grenades from this weapon create tangles, and you guys already know, whenever I damage an enemy with a tangle, I generate melee energy. And as for my exotic, we're going to use the brand new Swarmer's exotic for the warlock. It gives you the perk Swarmers. Destroying a tangle spawns Threadlings. Your Threadlings unravel targets that they damage. Now unravel means that they kind of become like almost like volatile, but it's Strand, and as you damage them, these little green nanite things hit them. I think I can actually find it in the subclass somewhere. Right here, unravel. The target is permeated with destructive Strand matter. As they take additional damage, they create unraveled projectiles that seek out other nearby targets. Unravel rounds from your Strand weapons pierce barrier champions. Unravel targets unwind into a tangle when defeated. So now if I damage an enemy with a tangle, it's going to generate melee energy, and it's also going to spawn Threadlings, which if those Threadlings damage enemies, they're going to unravel them. And since we're on the topic of Threadlings and unraveling, I also have Untangler. Destroying a tangle with a Strand weapon suspends targets damage by the explosion, which suspends means that they become strung up in the air and they're immobilized, and you can just damage them, they're not going to damage you back. So if I shoot Quicksilver Storm, get a kill with a grenade or with any Strand ability, it's going to create a tangle. I shoot it with my gun, my Strand weapon, it's going to create an explosion, suspend nearby enemies, it's going to generate melee energy, and create Threadlings, which are going to unravel them and create this whole chain reaction. So now onto my mods, and I want to utilize the new mod customization screen. I think it'll be a little easier for you guys to understand how I'm building it and how I'm putting it together, because with this new mod system, the game is really forcing you to make some choices, whether you want to have the damage resistance with the stats, or if you want to have really strong armor charge with grenade kickstart, melee kickstart. It's really forcing you to make choices. I personally really like it because if you're smart enough, you're able to build your class and have ability uptime just like you were before this new mod system. So starting with the helmet, we have Void Siphon and Strand Siphon, the little dual mod. And then the other one is Powerful Friends. Collecting an orb of power causes nearby allies to increase their current armor charge by 1. Now this whole armor charge system does revolve around picking up orbs of power, so I'm gonna have a lot of ways to generate orbs of power, and it's really important, especially if you want your build to have a lot of armor charges, to then use them, to then gain a lot and then use them again, which is what this build is about. On my arms, I have heavy-handed. Your powered melee final blows create an orb of power, and we also have double grenade kickstart. When your grenade energy is fully expended, you gain grenade energy. Additionally, your armor charge is consumed and you gain additional grenade energy for each stack. Multiple copies of this mod can be stacked to increase the potency of its effect, with diminishing return for each additional copy of this mod. So as you guys can see, I'm really heavily dipping into my grenade. I also have 100 discipline, as you guys can see down here in the bottom. Now I also have 90 recovery. This is going to come into play in just a second. I'll explain why. Now moving on to my chest piece, I have double charged up. Increase the maximum number of stacks of armor charge you can carry by 1. I have 2 stacks of it, so the total I can have now is 5. On my legs, we're using double innervation, reduce grenade cooldown each time you pick up an orb of power. I'm gonna generate a lot of orbs of power, so picking those up just gives me more grenade energy. And we're also using stacks on stacks. Picking up an orb of power grants you 1 additional armor charge, so I don't have to pick up as many orbs of power to get to 5 stacks of armor charge. And on my class item, got some discipline mods, and we have 3 stacks of bomber. Now if you're wondering why this only costs 1 for me, is because I have the artifact perk right here, authorized mods, grenades. The armor energy cost of all armor mods affecting your grenades are significantly discounted, which includes bomber. It includes bomber. It also includes grenade kickstart. Now this is only 1, and if I wanted to use firepower, as you guys can see right there in the corner, it only costs 1. It is a really great mod, especially for Strand, because Strand appears to rely heavily on the grenade, at least for the warlock. So I want to be able to use as many grenade mods as possible. All right, so I told you guys I would show you why my 90 recovery will come into play in just a second. I'm currently in a lost sector. This is my favorite one. As you guys can see on the left side, I have 5 armor charges. I got all my abilities back. So what I'm gonna do here is consume my grenade, cast my rift, send out my army of Threadlings, and they're gonna do damage. I'm probably going to pick up an orb of power here or there, try to generate one with my melee, and just see how fast I can get my melee back. Now, Strand Warlock is all about creating these Threadlings. So, consume my grenade. Boom, I got 5 here. Look, I'll even show you. I have 5 of those perched Threadlings. You see them swarming around me? So now if I cast my rift, I send out a whole little army of Threadlings, and they just kill everything. And if I destroy this, I create more Threadlings. They're gonna go out. They're gonna damage these enemies. Go ahead. Get a melee kill. Ooh. Okay, they're killing everything. I can't even get a melee kill. Look, I already have my grenade back. So now, consume that. Boom, got more Threadlings. Generate some orbs here. There's some more Threadlings. Let's get him weak. Oh, I missed him. See, and this is where the siphon mods come into play, because now, orb of power, and I just fell off the map. We'll cut that out, we'll cut that out. But as you guys can see right there, I'm generating so much more ability energy, and I'm able to keep cycling that as long as you're able to generate all the orbs of power, picking up the little Threadlings or destroying the tangles, and you're able just to keep that cycle going. Look, already got almost all my abilities back. We just destroyed that right there. Okay, and I already have everything good to go now. So if I wanted to, I can also use my void weapon because I have void siphoning. Oh, missed. Now I got 5 stacks of armor charge, and I go over here, consume my grenade, generates just about half my grenade energy. Now I got about 3/4 of it. Go ahead, Threadlings, kill everything, destroy the tangle, create more Threadlings. They're gonna just go and kill everything. They're gonna kill everything. Gonna kill everything. Gonna kill everything. Oh my god. Strand Warlock is so much fun. So much fun. Like, bruh. And I got my grenade back. Give me that. And it just keeps going. The cycle literally just keeps going. Go ahead, kill him. Kill them. Give me that orb of power right there. And you know what? I'm just gonna use my super, which is gonna create even more Threadlings. Like, come on, man. This is literally the ultimate summoner class, and it's amazing. It is so good. It's just crazy. And this will probably scale really nicely in endgame content, because the Threadlings are just gonna go out and seek out enemies, which means I don't have to put myself in danger. I don't have to go and try and get close with like arc or something like that. I can just cast the rift. The Threadlings are just gonna go out and just kill everything. and I can just sit back on my fire team and just plink away at the enemies while my Threadlings just do everything. I can even pick this up if I wanted to. Boom, kill them. Consume my grenade. Cast my rift. Boom, there it goes. Now obviously this is just a lost sector, so enemies are not just gonna die that easily. But the loop is still the same. I used this in Nightfalls already. I've used this in other content, harder content, where my light level is capped, and it works the same. It works the same. It's a little bit harder just to pick up the orbs of power because you do have to go out to pick them up, but it works the same. It's still extremely powerful. So there you boys have it. Here is the mod customization screen again, in case you guys want to screenshot this to recreate this build, put the mods where I have them. I hope you guys are enjoying Strand because I am loving it, and I do plan on recreating this build again once I have more access to everything. So hit that subscribe button, hit that like button if you enjoyed my content, and I will see you guys in the next video. Deuces!